Good evening, I'm Corina Sanchez Rojas sitting in for Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, and we clarify matters. And we get on point. Amid growing concerns over corruption, talk of another leadership change swirls in Congress, and this time in the House of Representatives. Several congressmen are reportedly being eyed as potential replacements, or at least one of them will be, for Speaker Martin Romualdez. What is really going on behind the scenes? Let's get on point with House Deputy Minority Leader and ACT, or ACT Teachers Party List Representative Antonio Tino. Hello, sir.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening, Corina.
What's the latest marites inside? So far, that's all we're getting.
Yes.
We're not getting any confirmations. And if we were to ask, and we have, as the spokesperson of Speaker Romualdez, everything is as is. And that he still has the numbers.
Well, marites din ang meron ako.
Ay, ganon. Wala tayong confirmation tonight.
In fact, I'm a member of the minority. So, by definition, kami yung hindi sumuporta sa speaker, di ba? So
dapat kayong nakakaalam lalo.
We're hearing the same things that everyone else is hearing, that there will be, there is possibly going to be a change in leadership and some names have been floated. So yun po ang naririnig natin.
So naririnig lang talaga.
We'll have to wait until tomorrow. Supposedly may mangyayari bukas.
Supposedly may mangyayari today.
Well, supposedly may mangyayari today.
Right?
Pero mukhang walang nangyari. The session ended early or was ended early. So kung may mangyayari man, it would probably be tomorrow.
Okay. So dito naman po sa mga usap-usapan na nililinis na daw at nagliligpit na si Speaker ng kanyang mga gamit sa kanyang opisina, may narinig po ba kayong ganon?
Wala po specifically na ganon. But ang narinig natin, certain names, no? Na supposedly possible new Speaker of the House. No? In particular, the Isabela congressman, si Boji D. Yan ang malakas na ugong. I think it's also in media.
Bata pa po si Ginoong D, hindi ba? I mean, compared to, say, other contenders like Representative Albi Benitez or Representative Toby Chanco.
I wouldn't say he's
younger.
Parang more or less, he's probably older than Albi. Hindi ko rin siya masyadong kilala. No? But he was a former governor of Isabela. Yun ang alam ko.
I see. So, bilang bahagi po ng minorya, don't you have a voice, a push as to who might be your contender?
Well, when the speakership was first on the table at the opening of Congress, we nominated the minority leader, si Congressman Libanan. No? So, and I think syempre nag-uusap-usap din yung minority. So ang tingin natin, kahit ano man ang mangyari sa majority, the minority still supports the minority leadership of Congressman Libanan. Parang ganon.
But because of sheer numbers, necessarily, kung ang boboto ay ang majority, so ang numero mapupunta sa kanilang tao.
Tama po.
Right.
So yung minority is right now, I think it's 29 members.
How many numbers does the Speaker enjoy, I mean, at least at this moment?
Well, hindi ko maalala kung ilan yung actual na boto niya at the opening of Congress. The majority, strictly speaking, is around 158. So I think the Speaker got more than that. So kung may 28 sa minority, tapos a handful of independents. So it's somewhere 200 plus. I don't know exactly kung ilan yung majority.
So kung ang is it safe to say that if the Speaker appoints or anoints someone as his successor, then this guy will have the numbers? kumpas pa rin
if
ni
there is
Speaker
going
ito.
to be, well, if there is going to be a change in leadership, then the new speaker has to gain the support of the majority coalition. Pag sinabing majority coalition, yan yung mga political parties that make up the majority. So that would be the party of the speaker, Lakas, NUP, NP, ano pa ba yung mga parties? And the president's party, PFP. No? So that would be key, no? For a change in leadership to happen, is that all these parties that make up the majority will
Vote
support,
for, yes.
support the new speaker.
So totoo po ba yung mga naririnig namin that not one personality has successfully won the majority vote?
We've been hearing that for, well, actually parang several weeks now, that especially since the leadership change in the Senate happened, parang may mga expectations na, at may mga efforts na ganon. No? So at that time ay sinasabi walang makuhang numbers, no? Pero ngayon parang mas lumalakas yung ugong that possibly.
Sino po yung ugong?
Well, ang pinakamalakas na naririnig natin is Congressman D.
Boji D.
Boji D. But
Totoo.
again, we cannot confirm until tomorrow kung may mangyari nga.
Ang amin pong naririnig, and please correct me if I'm wrong or completely misled, or this is pure marites, na tinanggihan po daw ni Congressman Toby Tiangco. In the case of Congressman Albi Benitez, there were naysayers or may pag-aalinlangan po dahil po sa kanyang background in legitimate online gambling. Tama po ba yun?
Yung kay Toby, I think that came from Congressman Tiangco himself. Sabi niya, hindi ako dyan. No, I'm too independent or whatever. Tapos, puro marites naman ito. No? Ang marites din naman regarding Albi is that he couldn't get enough numbers. I don't know.
Oh, I see.
know?
Kaya ang malakas sa ugong ay itong si Ginoong Boji D. What does it take to be a speaker, you think? Gravitas, how would you define gravitas? To be a leader of the
Well, I
House?
think the number one requirement is loyalty to the president.
Oh, okay.
Di ba ganon? Ayun ang realidad sa politika natin is that whoever will be the speaker has the support of the president. No? So I think ganon ang politika natin. Even though supposedly co-equal and independent branch ang House, but in reality, that's how it is.
So it makes sense that somebody from the North would succeed.
Somebody from the North. Also, as far as I know, Congressman D belongs to the President's party, the Partido Federal ng Pilipinas.
Is there such a thing as a speakership on leave of absence?
I suppose there can be. Pwedeng
Ang
mag-leave
sabi po
yung
ni
speaker.
Congressman Albi Benitez, there is no such thing. I'm unaware of the rules. So ano po ba ang nakasabi? Meron po bang ganun?
Well, actually, kung titignan mo nga sa rules, the rules are silent on that. Parang hindi yata na-envision yung ganung scenario. So, that's probably correct. I mean, I suppose there can be such a thing as sick leave.
Sick
Kunyari,
leave,
nagkasakit,
oo.
di ba?
Yes.
Okay, but as to leave of absence, it is not in the rules. No?
It remains to be seen if it can
remains
be
to
in
be
effect.
seen.
Okay. So,
Tsaka pagka leave of absence, you don't necessarily elect a new speaker. It's, probably a deputy speaker will take on the role. So, iba yung scenario na yon kung magli-leave of absence.
I see. So, okay. So before we pivot to
Okay.
an equally compelling event today, which is the appearance of Vice President Sara Duterte for her OVP budget. Ano po ang proseso ng pagpapalit ng isang Speaker of the House? Sabihin na natin he resigns. How would that process be?
Okay. So, one way is that someone will make a motion to declare all positions vacant. And that would mean that the speakership, but also all other positions in the House, from the deputy speaker positions to the committee chairs, etc., would also be open. No? Pero sa mga usap-usapan sa House na nasasagap natin, ay tila hindi ganun ang gusto mangyari ng majority, no? That would be too, siguro tingin nila, that would be too disruptive, especially since ongoing yung budget deliberations. So, that's one option. For example, si Congressman Kiko Barsaga, I think that's what he was hinting at, that he would
replace
by moving to
Yes.
declare all positions vacant. But that would require, for it to succeed, that would, of course, require majority support. So, another scenario would be just to replace the speaker while essentially retaining the status quo otherwise. No? Yung parang ganyan yung mga naririnig natin na considerations in this situation.
Supposedly, the news about the speaker resigning, resignation yung naririnig din natin sa kabilang banda. It is supposed to help mitigate the effects of the scandal on the flood control projects. Paano naman mangyayari yon? Parang I'm thinking about it, and how is that supposed to make things better? Dahil tuloy-tuloy naman po ang magiging investigasyon, hindi ba? Regardless of whether who is seated as speaker.
Well, I think everyone sees that this is part of the fallout from the flood control corruption scandal. No? So that already affected the leadership in the Senate. And now, all these discussions about change of leadership in the House, that's also related.
So are they trying to get ahead of the narrative?
Well, I think the narrative will be that in order to pave the way for an impartial investigation in the Senate as well as the House, there will be a change of leadership. That will probably be the narrative here.
Because in the case of the Senate, Senate President Escudero admitted to accepting donations, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes,
30 million
yes,
from a
that's true.
contractor.
So that is the issue there. And the issue with the issue with flood control is the insertions, the congressional insertions in the budget. And for that, both the Senate President and the Speaker are responsible for the budgets that have been passed, including the insertions. However, I have to add that the President should not be spared from accountability here because the President has veto power. No? So, kaya nga siya binigyan ng veto power.
So nakita niya yon.
Nakita niya yon at pinirmahan niya at inaprubahan niya. In fact, the President only exercised veto power over flood control projects in the 2025 budget. He vetoed 26 billion pesos worth of flood control projects in 2025. So, kaya palang gawin yun eh. Bakit 2025
So what
na
you're
lang
saying
ginawa?
is that the President is the one trying to get ahead of the narrative.
Well, you said that.
That is the interpretation
But,
of what you said.
That is exactly what I'm saying. No,
Are you joining the...
That is exactly
yeah.
what I'm saying, and that he did that in his SONA.
Okay.
No? When he said, mahiya
Quite
naman
effectively
kayo.
so.
Oo.
Diba?
He did indeed get ahead of it because the past 3 budgets that he passed, okay, they have the unprecedented levels of flood control funding. No? So ito yung, this is the condition that enabled all of the corruption that we're talking about now.
Okay. So, last question. Are you joining the protest rally on September 21?
Yes.
Okay. I'll see you there. I'm covering
Luneta.
it. Okay.
Sa Luneta po tayo.
Opo, sa Luneta.
Opo.
Alright. Yung pumunta naman po tayo sa usapin ng Vice President.
Okay.
Siya po ay umappear sa Kongreso kanina. Did she look nervous to you?
Not more than usual. Parang usual lang.
Some people say that she seemed calculated. Do you think that she was calculated?
She was guarded, and we were already anticipating that she would refuse to answer questions, particularly regarding the confidential funds. And
Yes po.
that's what happened.
Kayo po mismo ang nagtanong sa kanya no, na mahigit sa 1,300 Sa 1,900 na mga pangalan sa OVP Accomplishment Report na sinabmit sa PSA, ay walang mga birth records yung mga pangalan ni na Mary Grace Piatos, Fernando Tempura, Chel Jokno.
May Chel Jokno pa doon.
Opo, may Chel Jokno pa eh. So, kayo po ang nag-point out nito kanina, no? So, pinapagpaliwanag ninyo siya. At siya po'y tumanggi at sinabi po niya na ang gusto niya, haharap siya sa audit ng COA. Can she actually do that?
Actually, ang sinabi niya ay dahil haharap po siya sa impeachment trial lang daw niya sasagutin yun. No? Kaya
Pero
alam naman natin,
impeachment.
well, sinabi rin natin yun, no? Pero nire-reserva daw niya ang sagot, ang kanyang depensa sa impeachment trial. Yun ang sagot niya. No, ngayon, sabi ko naman, in-anticipate na natin na gano'n ang magiging sagot. Pero feeling ko kailangan pa rin itanong dahil yan ang tanong ng mga kababayan natin. Di ba? Gusto talagang malaman, ano ba talagang katotohanan dito sa Mary Grace Piatos? Paano ba talaga ginamit yung... we're talking about 612.5 million in confidential funds in total.
Right.
So, hindi po biro itong halagang ito.
So, ano po ang sabi ng mga abogado nyo? Kaya po ba niyang gawin ito? Can she actually invoke her rights to not answering your questions in Congress?
Well, she has been doing that since last year. No? So, ginagawa pa rin niya ito. Ultimately, it will be the public that has to, judge, that has to pass judgment kung pwede bang ganyan ang asal ng ating mga public officials. Lalo pa ngayon na ang hinihingi ng publiko, given the issue, the widespread corruption that's being exposed, mukhang hindi po katanggap-tanggap sa publiko, mga public officials na hindi willing magpaliwanag kung paano nila ginagastos ang budget ng taong bayan.
But you are confident that the COA can get this out of her?
The COA already gave out a notice of disallowance, no? And I believe, last time the COA is also auditing the 2023. Hindi pa tapos yun. No, ang lumabas pa lang yung 2022, yung 2023 nasa COA pa yan. So, yeah, may additional na findings pa tayong na-expect from COA.
Ano po ang kasunod nito? Babalik po ba si Vice President?
Well, the budget will now go to plenary for deliberations and then eventually, I'm sure approve pa rin naman yan. So, ganon.
Ganon po ba? Kahit na hindi sinagot ang mga tanong ng Kongreso?
Mayorya ang masusunod at ina-approve ito. No? So, mayorya din naman, hindi na nagtanong. No? Kanina.
Is that curious?
Well, of course, it's curious.
It's curious.
Ginawa rin yun sa Office of the President. No? So, in fact, pinigilan ang pagtatanong sa Office of the President. That happened in the House. That also happened in the Senate. So, siguro kailangang kalampagin din ng publiko ang ating legislators why they allow that to happen. Diba?
And you think this can be part of September 21?
Yes. Yun ang panawagan, di ba?
Transparency.
For accountability, transparency sa lahat.
Right.
That includes the highest officials, the President, the leaders of both houses down.
Okay. Wow. House Deputy Minority Leader Antonio Tino, maraming pong salamat sa inyong panahon.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much. So we'll take a short break for now. When we return, we'll be speaking with Trillion Peso March spokesperson, Kiko Aquino D. You might want to stay and ask him questions too. This is On Point.